Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a mod for the Ibishu Hopper. And what this mod does is it makes the Ibishu Hopper into a limo. There are actually 6 versions we could choose from. I decided to start with my favorite one, which is the custom version that is splittable. What does splittable mean? Exactly what you think. You could actually split this thing in half, and if you do it properly, you can keep driving with the front half. Now right here, my goal is just to split it, not necessarily to have a drivable vehicle at the end of things. So we're gonna get this thing up to speed, and it can get up to speed. We're already almost at 100 miles per hour in a limo. So I see some trees right here. Just gonna go ahead and try to go and swing it into them. Perfect. And as you see right there, we split it in half. And actually, this little engine can drive. This little floating engine right here can actually drive. And one of the neatest things is not just it splits in one spot. Actually, this is a perfect demonstration of this. It can split in multiple spots. So it's split right there, and then if we make our way over here, you can see it also split right there. And seeing this thing drive is the most ridiculous looking thing I've ever seen. I can't actually accelerate much because we have no stability, but I can move around very slowly at like a crawling pace like this. What in the world is this thing? It's a monster that needs to be destroyed. Or just reset, that works too. This time, let's try to split it a little bit differently. I act like I actually have control over this, but I genuinely don't. But I want to split it where instead of just having a floating engine, we have like half of the vehicle on the front still attached that we can drag around. I'm pretty sure I'll have just as much control as before, but I want to see it just being drug around. So we're going to get this thing up to about 100 miles per hour and then try to find maybe the same tree, maybe another tree. Haven't decided yet. I mean, I see some trees over here that look real tasty. So we'll just straight at it and then a little bit of a swing. And not quite, but wait, there we go, we got it. That's perfect. Whoa, 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 don't crash. Oh, and I'm stuck, but I could still drive if I wasn't stuck. You know what that means? It's time to use the save function. So we save the vehicle, we bring it back over to here, and then we load it up, and oh my goodness, don't use the save function. I didn't know that would happen. I never tried using save with the limo before. Apparently when the parts split apart, the save function does not like that at all. All right, we're gonna try to do this again. And this time, I'm going to try my best not to crash into a tree immediately after it's split. So on this one, I'm going to do a big swing. We're going to go way out to the left, and then we're going to swing it back to the right because there's this one tree I'm thinking of that's going to be perfect. There it is, and got it. All right, now stay straight. Don't fall off the road. Come on, come on. Ooh, that was good. That's like a couple feet of doom, but I saved it. So right here, you can see it's been split in about, I would say a third of the way through. That's like a third of the limo, I would estimate. Because it's not quite half. That's like maybe the normal length of a hopper, but we can try to drive it around. You just can't go very fast. And don't have very much control. Oh, don't crash. No, we're good still. I mean, I should probably just crash it because there's not much else you can do with it besides just drag it around at like 10 to 20 miles per hour. So let's see if we can get a little bit of speed to crash it. All right, gonna slide into this. Ah, that was so undramatic of a crash. Okay, new plan. Straight at the trees and see if we can just keep it straight to do that. So it says 20 miles per hour. I don't know where we're actually going. There we go. There's a little bit of damage. And let's go ahead and reset it. So what if you want a limo that doesn't split in half and instead it just bends and breaks? I got great news for you. The one we were driving was called the splittable custom limo, but there's also a custom limo that doesn't split. There's actually 3 different limo options available. You have the classic, the off-road, and then the custom, and then each one of those is available in either a splittable form or a non-splittable form. So we're going to get the normal version of the classic and drive this thing around a little bit. And this thing makes no sense to me. Like, what in the world are you going to do with all that space in the middle? Are you going to have like a dance party inside your limo as it bounces around on the streets? And then how is it structurally sound? Like, there's no way this thing would be an actual structurally sound vehicle just looking at it. It would fall apart so easily. And third, why do you have running boards for the driver, and then the person who spent all the money to rent out the limo has to hop up into the inside of it, where the drivers, they just got to use their running board to get it all nice and easy? It's like, what is that? But that's what's great about video games. You get nonsensical vehicles like this. So anyways, let's go ahead and try to, instead of wrapping it around a tree, let's just go straight at the tree. There you go. That's a different looking crash. And you get an interesting look at how the structure deforms an impact like this. It'll be fun to see what it does at double the speed later on, but for now, let's just go ahead and reset it and then try to actually wrap it around a tree. And let's go ahead and spin this thing around because you've already seen me drive in that direction a dozen times, so now it's time to go the other direction, and wow, the turning radius on this thing is bad. I mean, what do you expect? It's a limo, but woo! Oh, and apparently, my front windscreen just fell over. So it's maximum convertible now. Nothing to protect your face from the snow as it smacks into your face at 60 miles per hour plus the falling speed of snow, and I have no idea what that actually is. I'm gonna assume it would vary a lot depending on if the snow is more of a real fluffy snow or not. Or would that just mean it's hail? Like, is there variances in snow, like how fluffy and fast it falls? I have all these questions I must Google after the video, and then I will promptly forget to Google anyways. Oh well. So anyways, we got this thing up to about 90, and let's go wrapping around trees. Perfect. So you see no splitting, just deformation. And somehow, apparently, it could actually put power down to every wheel, so I'm curious. If we save it and then reload it, will it drive? So we bring it over here, load it up, and then... does it do anything? Oh, it can kind of drive, but you can't steer it at all because the front end is pointed in a different direction of the rear. So you can kind of just drive in circles forever. That's kind of dumb and pointless. So we'll go ahead and get the last version so you can take a look at that one. It is the off-road limo, and we're going to try to do some off-roading with this. That's what it's made for. Let's do it. I mean, the custom was also made for off-roading as well, but I was so focused on splitting it in half, I didn't actually test its off-roading capabilities. And I'm thinking it'll do all right, actually, off-roading, as long as you don't accidentally become a seesaw. And the brakes on this thing, where are they? Where are they? Did somebody cut the brakes? What's going on? You see my brake lights are on. I am mashing these brakes and nothing is happening. Yeah, I know the area I was driving on is slick and stuff, but I didn't think it was that slick. Did I just never realize that none of them could slow down or something? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the brakes are non-existent. That's just kind of deceleration from just rolling. Like if I let go of the brakes, nothing's different. If I hit the parking brake, nothing happens. Does it just not have brakes equipped? And did none of the other ones have brakes as well? And I never noticed because I was too busy crashing them instead of trying to stop them? I got so many questions now. Okay, first off, this one, accelerate, brake. No brakes. No brakes. That is just coasting down and losing momentum. It's not actually braking. Okay, let's try out the other one and see if it's the same. Or maybe it's the splittable one has brakes and the other one doesn't. I don't know. All right, so this one, does it have brakes? This one has brakes. So if you have the splittable version or the classic version, maybe it has brakes. Let's see. We'll pull out the non-splittable classic. And does it have brakes? Okay, so actually, the off-road ones just don't have brakes. That's the problem. We can fix that quite easily, though. We just go ahead and go to the parts menu. We go to rear suspension, and then we're going to go to rear wheels. No, not rear wheels. Just go to brakes and add the brakes on because they're drum brakes. It's a different location if they're drum brakes or disc brakes. See, on this one, you go to front suspension, then you go to the front wheel hub, and these ones are disc brakes, so it's just called front brakes. All right, there we go. Now, try number 2 in off-roading. This time, we could slow down. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, somehow, because all the testing I was mostly doing was just crashing into things and seeing how it deformed, I never noticed that it didn't break. I mean, you can see here, it's still awful at slowing down on this trail, but it's not like last time where it just kept sliding forever. Alright, so let's see how it does. This is not a really serious off-road course, so I have no concerns about it getting through here. And as long as it gets through here, we'll try it out in somewhere more difficult, maybe with the more off-roady version as well. Well, I don't know. I don't know about it so far. Like, I was a little worried right there that it might tip over, but I guess because it's so long, it also helps it not tip over. And I am going a little ridiculously fast for an off-road course, you know, 60 miles per hour. Yeah, that's not the smartest thing to do unless it's like a rally course or something, and it's not. It's not a rally course at all with the snow and the slipperiness. Oh, one mistake and you slam into the trees, or you just go around them because you don't want to die. I don't want to crash into the trees. Somebody help. Found a path out. Alright, it's working good enough. Good enough. That's it. It's not doing great, but it's working good enough. You know, it could go through whatever regular dirt roads and stuff there are. You're not going to take it rock crawling normally. See, I will, though, soon enough. But it's not something you would normally do. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get it up to a little bit of speed and just crash into another tree. Swerve through the trees. Swerve through the trees. And there's destruction. Now, for the off-roading test, I want to keep things pretty simple. So I'm just going to go to a map that has some hills around it that we could drive on. Perfect. This is the exact environment I was thinking of for this test. So we're going to use the splittable custom version because the custom is more off-road capable than the off-road. And I think it'd be fun to see if we could split in half while we're off-roading. So we're going to start nice and easy by going into the dirt right here. We got some rocks and stuff. We're going to just let it try to go over them and see if it can or not. Oh, it's a little bit too tall of a rock right there, but I have the maneuverability to go around it if necessary. I wanted to see it actually get over some rocks though. There we go. And now let's just floor it and go straight ahead and see how well it does. So hitting some rocks. I hear a lot of crashing noises as we go over everything, but it's looking pretty good. Also, I love the fact that it has a snorkel. Like, why in the world would you ever take this thing underwater where you would need the snorkel? That makes no sense at all, because you have passengers in there who are going to get drenched. And apparently my front drive shaft just broke, and now I'm rear-wheel driving it, and I just don't have the traction when I'm doing rear-wheel drive. So we'll freshen this vehicle up and see if it can get up the hill or not. Oh, come on. Alright, I can't stop rolling backwards. I can't stop rolling backwards. I'm hitting accelerate, but the vehicle doesn't want to accelerate. Alright, we're going to respawn and then just accelerate immediately. There we go. That's kind of weird. The transmission just did not want to go into first gear. I was like, I'm happy rolling backwards in neutral. And since I'm using automatic mode, there was no way to actually slow it down. Oh, because I have no brakes. That's right. I keep forgetting there's no brakes on these things. Alright, either way though, it's actually doing surprisingly well for off-roading, except no brakes, no brakes, no brakes! I'm good. I'm really surprised I was good after that. I love this thing. So ridiculous, and so awesome, and so upside down. Alright, upright, and we can keep going. You know, the amazing thing is this thing actually can lock the differentials for more off-road capabilities. But so far I haven't needed it just kind of driving over this terrain like this. Now, the fact that it can get through this has me even more curious. How far can we possibly push this crazy vehicle? So let's try to see. Oh, well, no, I can't do that because my front is busted. So we're going to just get a fresh one and then see. Can we climb this? Can we climb this? Can we climb this? Sort of. Oh, I'm going to tip over. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Instead, let's go and just find my mouse, lock the differentials, and then try to climb something really steep. So I see that mountain right there. That looks steep. Let's see if it can do that. With the lock differentials, actually, I'm pretty confident in this thing. I don't think we need to use a low gear for this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Come on. Oh, not bad. Not bad. Look at it go. I mean, that's steep. You look at that. That thing is climbing a mountain right there. And it is doing it with ease. That's impressive. Uh-oh. I almost seesawed. I seesawed. And now I'm rolling over. You know, I don't know if that's the right term that you would use for that, but when you're driving a limo off-roading, it just feels like the right word to use. Alright, come on, get upright, get upright. Oh yeah, we keep going with this thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's pop a little bit of air. Oh, that's a lot of air. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and head over to grid map and do it on the rock off-road areas and see how well it does, because I really think it'll do pretty well there. And for these tests, we're going to use the middle-of-the-road version. We're going to get the splittable off-road limo because I think it'll be enough to accomplish our goals here. We'll see how it does. We're going to start off with the mud test, then we'll do the small rock test, and finally we'll end on the big rock test. Now, I'm pretty sure it could do the first two tests, no problem. The third test is where I'm a little bit worried, so going through the mud right here, slowing down a lot. Probably just because of how long it is, it's easy to get stuck up in the mud, but looks like we're not getting stuck or anything, so we should be good to go through this without issue. Yep, and we are out. No, we're not. Why can't I move? Am I seesawing? Yes, I am, I think, but I'm still inching forward. We'll just let it go. Okay. And I got no brakes here, so how do we make a spin around? Big, wide, looping motions like that. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could put it to manual mode and just use reverse gear as my brakes, but we're doing okay. And you saw I was trying to slow down right there, and then I realized, oh yeah, no brakes. So we're just going to go at this about that speed then, because I don't have any other option. Alright, so here is the real test. On this one, we're going to start with no extras, but if we need to, we'll lock the differentials, go to low range gearbox, all that kind of stuff. But starting it off right here, how's it doing? So far, actually, it's making progress, and there we go. That is stuck. We just have such a long body, it's easy to get stuck on things. I'm going to back it up a little bit and then just get it a little bit different angle, and we should be able to keep going a little bit from that. Oh, see right here, if we had a locked rear differential, we can make it. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock that thing, and we should get a little bit more traction to get moving. There we are. And don't become a seesaw. All right, come on, you should climb that, no problem. Surprisingly, this thing is doing very, very well. I am honestly shocked, although part of the middle of the vehicle just disappeared. And it is pulling hard to the left. Either way, it made it through, which is so impressive to me. Look at the drive shaft. It is just a mile-long drive shaft that's not even connected to the engine in any way. But it still rotates, you see? Drive shaft rotation engaged! You know, the nice thing about the normal hopper is you can do this and then you can get it upright. I don't think that's the case with this one because of how long it is, but it can do some mean side donuts. Look at it go. Engine starved oil, don't care. We're doing this crazy style. We're going to do donuts till the engine blows up and catches on fire, or if it can get it upright. No, not happening, not happening. It tried to get upright though, it really tried. Oh, now we're going to get upside down. All right, you know what? Fresh car, time for the suspension test. We're going to do the big suspension test because we have an off-road vehicle. I'm sure we could do it. I'm just curious how well the vehicle itself will do. And actually, that was really good. I went at that really fast. The car bounced a bit, but it stayed very stable. I hope something cool happens here where we like get caught and split in half. Come on. Oh, it tried so hard to split in half. Unfortunately, it could not. But this thing should still be able to drive if we get it upright. So let's just go ahead and try to grab it by a... Whoops! I grab it so violently with my strong hands. Alright, drive shaft in the rear is broken anyways, and it looks like they're kind of semi-attached where you really can't flip this over too well. So, yeah, let's just destroy it. There we go. Main engine broken, and that's the car. Alright, we'll restart this, and I want to do one more test before we finish this thing up. I want to see how well it does for jumps. So we're going to do some pretty big jumps right here. First off, right here, 50 mile per hour jump because I can't slow down. It's going to hit the front instead of the proper landing. So it does not fly through the air properly is what I come to the conclusion from that. Okay. Let's try doing lower speed jumps where it could actually land on its wheels and see how it performs there. So we'll do about, oh yeah, that's right, I can't slow down. So that has to be about 40 miles per hour. If I really want to slow down, we put it to manual mode. And then whenever I need to slow down, I just kind of hold on reverse. So right here, that's a good speed. Not too bad, not too bad. Now for a real jump, we're going to hit this at about highway speeds and see how well it does. Lots of air. And actually, that was a really clean and smooth landing. I am really happy with that one. All right, let's go for round 2 on that jump. This time maybe a little bit more of an angle to it to get a little bit higher. No, not quite as high as last time, unfortunately, but turns out this thing does very, very well with jumps. All right, one more test for the jumping. This one's going to be a big jump, hopefully. Yeah, that's a big jump. That's a big jump. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Until I crashed it, that thing was still functional. The camera just got a little awkward angled and I couldn't see where I was going. Plus, I don't know if I could have avoided that anyways because I was flying through the air so much. Anyways, for the final test, we're going to do the one that I only sometimes now use. I used to use it all the time, but now I only use it when it makes sense. Brutal slope. And it makes a lot of sense right here because I want to see this thing condensed down to the size of a normal hopper. And for these tests, I'm going to be using the off-road version because that one seems like it has the most structural strength to it. And it might sound bad, like, but then it won't crush as much. No, this thing doesn't have much structural strength, period. Even the one with the most is still probably going to condense down very, very well. Now we're going to do the exact same crash twice. One time we're going to use the one that's splittable, and then the other time we'll use the one that's not, and we're going to compare the outcomes to see if there's a significant difference. So this should be a 200 and I'm going to guess 25 mile per hour crash because that just sounds like a good number to me. And this thing only has 5 gears, so we're going to just clutch in and let it coast. Because it really doesn't matter if I accelerate or clutch in, you're going to get the same speed and impact. Which is going to be, it looks like a little bit less than I thought, but it's going to be close. It's going to be about 220 even. So we'll bring this thing down to 16 times slow-mo and then 100 times. So you can really watch it become the size of a normal hopper. Crunch, 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 crunch. Right there, just for a second, it was the size of a normal hopper. Now it's smaller than a normal hopper. Alright, and then full speed on this thing. Alright, so keep this in your mind. That is what it looks like when you use the non-splittable version. Now we're going to bring it back up here and we're going to swap to the splittable one and see how it compares. And then I have a really dumb idea I just thought of that I also want to try. So bring it back to about right there. That feels good. Hopefully we can maneuver this thing with its 18-foot churning radius. Come on. Perfect. It made it. It made it. Alright, so just slow down the hill and then we floor it. And this time I'm going to hit at 225 miles per hour like I called last time. How? I don't know yet. I'm going to do my best though. I'm just keep accelerating the whole time. That's going to be my secret. Never let up. Never back down. Keep accelerating. Even if it's way past your gearing, keep accelerating. It's not going to make a difference. We're still going to hit about the same speed. I like to imagine though, my motivation is making the car try its hardest. gonna be a little tiny bit slower this time, actually. So let's see how much damage we can get with the splittable one. Now, I'm not sure actually if it's slower because of the acceleration, or if it's because I'm using the splittable one, because I did a test in the past where I determined there wasn't a difference, but there's been a lot of updates since then where it could be a difference. Alright, there's the normal size, and now it's smaller than normal. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They both crushed pretty equally there, but on this one you see a couple of pieces flying off all over the place. That was awesome. Now we got a little fire too. So what is the dumb test I wanted to do? Well, we're gonna go ahead and grab the non-splittable version for this final thing, just the normal one. We'll get the custom one for a little bit of variety here. And I'm gonna crash it, and then halfway through the crash, I'm gonna freeze physics, save that spot, and then we're gonna try to see if we can drive it still or not. Like, I think there might be a split second before the vehicle actually stops driving where we can make use of that. So this time, go ahead and accelerate the whole way again, see what speed we get, because I am curious. Oh, this one has 6 gears. You can't compare them directly because of that, because it's just geared different. This one was still accelerating up until about now. Now I'll just let it coast. Going about 200 right now, so it should be a good speed for this. And then right before impact, we say slow-mo enabled as much as possible. And let's see if the engine actually falls apart before it's too late. So what I want to do is I want to crash it, and then right about there, I want to save that and take a look at that. So what we do is we hit save, right? And then we're going to unfreeze physics, reset it, and then load. Oh, it actually worked! Unfortunately, that is not going to drive because everything pretty much broke immediately, but that's kind of cool to look at. Although, there we go. Now it's in real time. It looks nothing like what it originally looked like. It just looks like a mess. It looks like it was legitimately like a bus or something at one time that's been scavenged. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. Till next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.